Hey guys, welcome to day one of Sweet Sweet Summer. We are going to get started and play through the first part of summer. Alright, wake up for the day, check our TV as usual. It is going to be clear and sunny all day tomorrow. Alright then, see what our fortune teller has to say for the day. It is going to be a good luck day, so good humor, a little extra luck. See what living off the land has to tell us. Summer's here, a slew of crops that will be new. Take hops, for example. They take a while to grow, but then they can be harvested every day. All right, great.
Good, great, grand, wonderful.
So we are going to be getting hops as well as a variety of other things. But for now, before Pierre's opens at 9, what we'll do is clear some space in our field to plant all of those lovely new crops that we'll be buying with our $6,400. Still have one strawberry hanging around from the spring. It's going to die within the next day or two without producing anything, most likely, but I will hate to kill it, so I'll leave it alive for now.
No, she's dead!
Just because I can't stand killing those strawberries we spent so much of our hard-earned G on. Alright, so we have $6,400. I'm probably not going to spend all of it. I'm going to try and leave somewhere around $1,500 to $2,000 in the bank because sometime in the next day or two, I would like to go buy a cow, which is $1,500.
Cows don't look like cows on film. You gotta use horses.
And then sometime pretty early on in spring, we want to upgrade our axe as well as build a chicken coop. So those things are going to cost us a little bit of money, so I don't want to drain our coffers too much. But we can spend quite a bit of money on some crops here. All right, we finally got that maple syrup we've been waiting for. It is donatable to the community center, but it is also useful in building a beehive. So we don't yet have what we need in order to expand to where we get to the bulletin board in the community center. We need to donate one more bundle, which will probably happen today or tomorrow, but for now, we are going to hang on to it and then maybe build a beehive shortly thereafter. All right, what we're going to do now is make a whole bunch of basic fertilizer so we can get more high quality crops for the purposes of making more money and donating to the community center.
You know I know nothing about video games, and I found what you just said riveting.
What you need for that is just regular old sap, nothing else. I'm going to save 200 of those. That gives us almost 70 of the basic fertilizers, 69 to be exact.
69.
And so what we'll do is spread those around, plant the few seeds we do have, which are these melon seeds here. What we're going to want to do with these is always plant them in grids of 3. Reason being that if you plant them in grids of 3, those 3 have a chance of sort of morphing together and becoming a giant melon.
Mess with the wrong melon farmers.
Which will give you a lot more than you would get from just harvesting those single 9 melons. You usually get, I think, around 15 or 20 of them. I'm also going to plant this star fruit seed over by the scarecrow because it's super valuable. We do not want to get him eaten by crows. And water those things, and then it's about 8:40, so we will head over to Pierre's in order to buy the rest of our crops. Our biggest money maker for summer is going to be the blueberry, so I'm going to buy the most of those. I also like to get quite a few pepper plants because those are going to be used as gifts for both Mayor Lewis and Shane. They both love them, and they also make a pretty good penny. We also need to get corn because that's something that is in our quality crops bundle, as well as our fall crops bundle.
Looks like next harvest will be even better.
So the melon is also in the quality crops bundle, so we're going to get some of those. Tomatoes, blueberries, and peppers are all in the community center, so we're going to get a bunch of those. I'm going to start a few at a time for each of these until I see myself getting pretty close to about $2,000, and then we'll fill out the rest. We also need wheat for one of our community center bundles, about 10 of them. I'm going to buy 10 for now. They only take a few days to get, and we can get them all the way through fall, so there's no rush. I'm going to buy a handful of poppies.
Poppy? Oh, Poppy.
Because those are useful in one of the community center bundles and because they will give us the most valuable honey when we build our beehive. 5 of those hops for now and 5 corn. And I think that will, oh, let's get one sunflower. Those are also in a community center bundle. They're really expensive, so I'm only gonna grab one for now because when we harvest that sunflower, there is a decent chance of us getting a few extra seeds, so maybe we can just proliferate those, get extras from what we're buying. All right, so let's see, 17 blueberries. And all right, so we got $1,800. We have everything that we need for all of our community center bundles, assuming these all make it to maturity. We have our scarecrows placed on either side of our field there, so they probably will. And we have plenty of our basic fertilizer to plant in order to get some quality crops there. All right, pop up here for some foraging. Couple spice berries, which is great. Those go into our summer foraging bundle. I'd like to try and complete that today, assuming we have the time and the energy after planting those things.
You have no idea how bad it gets.
Just because that gives us 30 free seeds, and I probably sowed more of this land than I need in order to plant the crops that I bought over at Pierre's. So save one of those spice berries. We can sell this higher quality one. It's not a super well-loved gift, so I'd rather have the cash than the friendship points based off of that. I'm sort of just arranging these in length of how long it takes them to grow, just for purposes of planting. We're going to get all of this done today, so it really doesn't matter as much. The longest is, I believe, the blueberry, but those are going to keep producing after the fact. Same with hops, peppers, corn, and tomatoes. Those will all be multiple harvest yields, so that is great for us. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Now we're going to do something extremely fun.
And then we can plant the other 3 melon seeds down here. The overlapping paths of 3 they don't have to be in straight grids of 3. Each of these will overlap with each other, so from top to bottom, you'll have a variety of grids of 3 of melons that can morph into that giant melon. It's a pretty rare occurrence, so I don't know that we'll necessarily get one, but it would be nice if we did. So always plant your melon seeds, or really any crop that's going to turn into a giant crop like tomatoes, anything like that, in grids of 3, just in case, because it doesn't hurt you to do it, and if you get those extra crops, that's always great.
What the hell does that mean?
All right, so planted all of our blueberries. I'm putting fertilizer down for pretty much everything here just because we might as well get the better quality crops. We don't need regular quality crops for any of them. And it is always nice to have the extra cash for when we sell everything. They also give you better friendship points when you sell the crops that are, or when you, give the gifts that are higher value crops as gifts. I usually give regular quality because if you're giving people stuff they like, it doesn't matter that much, but you will earn a little bit of extra friendship point if you go ahead and use your silver or gold quality crops. Alright, so lay down some fertilizer for everything here. Just going through and planting these things kind of one at a time based on crop and watering them just to make sure I don't miss anything here.
And it's gone.
You could also just throw everything down in the field as far as your fertilizer goes, and then plant and water everything all in one batch, but this is the way I like to do it with a smaller field just because it doesn't necessarily hurt anything.
And you hurt damn near every one of them.
To do it this way, and that way I make sure I don't miss anything and I'm not wasting a bunch of fertilizer because we're not going to fill up this entire grid, I don't think. Hopefully we will wander around and forage today and we already got the spice berry, we just need a grape and a sweet pea flower, and we will have everything that we need in order to get 30 free summer seeds from the community center bundle reward. It's always best to do that on one of your first couple of days because if you get multiple yield crops, you are going to get more for your money. Or for free, I guess, but you know what I mean.
Well, what do you mean?
All right, plant the poppies over here. That'll reach the beehive if we put it toward over by the scarecrow once we decide to finally build that. And all right, the hops, I am going to create a little bit of extra space at the end here because you can't walk through them as they are on a trellis. So when you are planning out your field, just put it somewhere where you don't mind having to zig or zag around a little bit. Otherwise, you're going to be really annoyed when they're in the middle of your planting area there and you have to walk all the way around them in order to get to the rest of your crap there in the field. It's much better to have them sort of out of the way over in a corner one way or the other.
And that's okay.
All right, those are all watered, and we've got our sunflower here, watered that, and that is everything. So we got a little bit of extra fertilized zone there, not the end of the world. All we spent on that was some sap. And let's grab a couple parsnips for gift giving. I'm going to wander down to Cinder Sap Forest down here and see if we can find a grape and or some sweet pea flowers, so we can then head back up toward the community center and donate everything. I'd also maybe try and like to do a bit of fishing, and we'll definitely check out what the forageables are on the beach so we can hopefully get a little bit of cash today. I think we have already donated this guy, yes, some kind of gnarly digging tool. So I'm going to throw it over to the edge here. We can sell that.
I suck as a salesman.
Sort of up to you what you want to do with that stuff. I know some people like to save them. On some of my files, I save them and display them in my house. But in general, I sell them. You don't get a whole lot of cash for them. But at the end of the day, there's really no use hanging on to them either. All right, let's give Elliot this parsnip. So we gave Marnie a parsnip. She likes those. We are probably, I think it's the beginning of summer when we get our quest to find Mayor Lewis's lucky purple shorts. So we need to become friends with Marnie. So I'm trying to give her gifts as much as possible. All right, another one of these spice berries. Check down here. No more spring onions, as you see, because it is no longer spring.
Well, isn't that special?
All right, so we're just going to do a cursory wander around Cindersap Forest and then head back past Marnie's Ranch down to the beach, see what we can grab there, maybe do a little bit of fishing. There are a couple of summer fish that we are missing, namely the tuna, the puffer fish,
Faux?
and what else? I think maybe that's it for our ocean fish. We need a sturgeon up in the lake. We need a red snapper in the ocean. That is a rainy fish, so that's not going to be today or tomorrow, but we will do our best to get it. The puffer fish is a little bit difficult, so we might not get it on our first few days here, but I think we'll be able to catch one once we have a good luck day and sort of get used to its fighting patterns there. Hopefully we'll get one today. That'd be great, but if not, oh well. Okay, so we have 2 of our 3 items already for the community center summer foraging. Jazz likes those sweet pea flowers, but I'm not going to give her the one that we have because I would rather have that reward from the community center. I don't think anyone in particular likes spice berries, and I think a few people actively dislike them, so I'm not going to hand my extra one out to any of these lovely people. We'll be finding plenty of those sweet pea flowers going forward in the spring, which will serve as good gifts until we get our first crops here for people who like flowers, which is pretty much everyone, as far as at least the ladies go, and a lot of the gentlemen enjoy them as well.
I'll go eat some flowers.
My secret shame.
Alright, get some clay, coral, a couple clams here. I'd love to get an artifact, but more clay, oh well. Vincent down there looking really sad, playing by himself. A couple oysters, which is great. We got that foraging perk, which gets us double of some of our forageables. Always helpful. We already donated that to the community center, so that's just some free money for us. We are starting to feel exhausted, so I'll eat one of our field snacks after we hopefully reel in this fish. It's not too much of a fighter, so I'm guessing it is not our puffer fish. Oh, it's definitely not, because the pufferfish is only available between noon and 4, and it's already 7 p.m. It's a halibut. We don't need that guy, but we do need to eat a field snack so we don't pass out while we're fishing. Nice little treasure. Hopefully we can nab that. bit of a wiggler, so maybe it's something. Oh, another halibut. And we got some stone, geode, and bait. Attach that bait to our rod so we are not wasting time and energy doing it later and or just wasting a slot in our inventory carrying it around. I didn't really need to bring that basic fertilizer with me, but I just forgot to throw it in my bin. Same thing with the watering can. It's not the end of the world. Okay, we're running short on inventory space and energy, so let's head up toward the community center, drop off at least the 2 things that we gathered, the spiceberry and the sweet pea flower. Kick some trash cans on our way, assuming there's not people around. I think Clint was far enough away, but you never know, and I don't want to be grossing out the villagers. We are not going to get that pepper from Maru. It is not going to be ready in the next 2 days, but we did give Alex that Joja Cola, get our 75G. Make a point of checking my journal whenever I remember it, just because I often forget, and we'll have 200 or 300 gold just sitting around in my journal entries of stuff that I got from my villagers and didn't give to them. I don't think there's anything we have up here. Yeah, no artisan bundle, animal. No. We did buy that peach from the cart lady fairly recently, so we can throw that in the artisan bundle someday when we're coming up here to throw a bunch of stuff into our donations. But we do have 2 of our 3 summer forageables, so hopefully we will find a grape tomorrow and get those extra 30 lovely seeds, because we went through the hassle of plowing everything and they will degrade as time goes on, so we'll already get rid of a few of them and have to waste energy replowing them tomorrow morning. We'll take the long way, or I guess it's sort of about equidistant, but we'll take the way up past Robbins up to the farm because we didn't go up there before, and there's a decent chance that we'll find some more forageables on our way up there.
Yes, it's horrible, this idea.
So far, nothing. A lot of times there's artifacts hanging out in front of Robin's house. Didn't see any right there. Oh, sweet, a grape. All right, nice. So now we can head back to the community center. It's only 9:10, so we're not in danger of running out of time in the day. And we can get those extra 30 summer seeds so we can plant and hopefully water most of them before we run out of time and energy for the day. So far this has been pretty darn productive, I must say. We planted all of the stuff that we are absolutely going to need for our summer crops and our community center bundles. Those corn, we're going to have plenty of time to grow them into high quality, to save them and harvest them on good luck days. So we don't have to worry too much about those. No, we do not want to eat that grape. Oh no. No, we can save ourselves from eating that field snack. All right. So I guess pro tip that I just wasn't paying attention to myself: when you are donating stuff to the community center, be on one of your tools, because otherwise you may accidentally eat the item you are very much trying to donate, and that is frustrating, especially with rarer items. We certainly will probably find another grape within the next day or 2, but we really are getting ahead of the jump by getting those seeds today. With 2 hours left in the day to spare, we'll have plenty of time to at least throw them on the ground and probably water most of them too. Before we do that, however, we got this new area of the community center. So chef's bundle, maple syrup, let's see, fodder bundle, enchanter's bundle, field research bundle. So this stuff is some of it we've already been hoarding in our chests. And we also are going to be getting probably more of it going forward, because some of those things you're more likely to find in the summer. Like I think the sea urchin we already have, but if not, I feel like I tend to find a lot more of those in the summer on the beach.
What are you talking about? Oh, I'm talking about the beach.
Rather than in the spring. So certain things are going to pop up more in the summer than otherwise, especially some of the forageables. Shells and the like. The fiddlehead fern we can only get in the secret forest in the summer. That's why I've been talking all this time about upgrading your axe to the iron axe. Alright, so let's just walk around. Alright, we got another 2 of our basic fertilizers down. The rest of these I'm not going to super worry about fertilizing because they are free and we don't know what they're going to be, so we may end up getting some kind of garbage stuff that we already have a bunch already fertilized for, and we need to save some sap in case we need them for our lovely crafting. All right, so we do not need, let's see here. Let's save one of these halibut, the silver quality, just in case someone starts asking for it on the bulletin board. We can sell our coral. We're going to save this geode. We can sell those oysters. We can sell these clams. We can sell this other halibut. And we will save our lovely geode. Not there. Geode goes there. And we're going to save our stone and our clay. Stone does not go there, neither does our spiceberry. What was I thinking?
You must have got manure for your brains.
We don't need that spiceberry, actually, because we already donated one. All right, awesome. And we also got 7 of these mixed seeds from our various foraging throughout our previous season. I'm not going to worry about trying to get them planted today. I'm going to hang on to them and do that first thing tomorrow morning when I'm going through and watering all the rest of this stuff. Just because that's 7 more free seeds that we might get some good stuff from. Maybe not, but you never know. If we can get a blueberry plant or something along those lines, that would be awesome. It would be well worth the money that we did not spend on these things. All right. Water until we are exhausted and then head to bed. We got most of those free seeds watered, so we are in good shape. We had a really productive day. We did all of our summer forageables for the community center. We planted and bought everything that we needed for our community center bundles and to make a good bit of coin going forward in the summer. And we made $680 just from fishing and foraging. So we did pretty good overall. We have plenty of money to buy the cow, which we need going forward in the next couple of days here. We can't get it tomorrow because Marnie goes to exercise class on Tuesday, but first thing Wednesday, that's what we're gonna go do. And then we'll also still have plenty of money left over for our axe as soon as we delve a little deeper in the mines and get all of the iron ore we need. So hopefully you enjoyed. Everyone have a lovely day, and thanks for tuning in to Alice in Walkthroughland.